Thank you for choosing to join another episode of Life Lessons with Kaycee. We are discussing the book Hooked, and it explains that there are 4 steps to getting customers hooked to your product. The first step is trigger. Trigger is whatever prompts a user to take an action. If you look at this book, there are a lot of things written on it, but what you can see clearly, boldly, is the word hooked. This word is actually what triggered me to read this book. For every product you use today, there was something that prompted you to try the product for the very first time. There was something that attracted you to the product. Those things are the things that we call trigger. That's the first step in the hooked model. We have discussed trigger last week. So this week we are talking about the other steps. The second step in the hooked model is action. How do you move users from the point of interest to the place of action? So the book explains that if you want to initiate any behavior in your users, you're going to need 3 steps. The first one is motivation, the second one is ability, and the third one is trigger. Motivation is the energy for action. And human beings are motivated to, 1, seek pleasure and avoid pain. Secondly, seek hope and avoid fear. Thirdly, seek social acceptance and avoid rejection. So, to motivate people the right way, you have to understand the reason people use your product. So, after you've understood the reason people use your product, one of the ways you can use to motivate them is through advertising. Every advert you see on television, on social media, is designed to motivate you to take an action. I'm sure that there are some products you've decided to give a try after seeing the adverts. So, any product you're creating, you have to make your trigger very clear, and then you have to advertise, motivate people to take action. On getting people to take action, the second thing is ability. Ability in this context is about making it easier for people to use your product, making the process easier, and then positioning your product differently. Making it easier for users to access your product, making the process easy, and positioning your product differently. When you take an existing product and make it easier for people to use, for people to easily have access to it, make it readily available for people are going to take actions. For instance, the process of buying a land and building a house is very tedious. But there are companies that have made it easier for you, easily accessible, and you don't have to pass through the normal stressful process. So this company designed the whole process in a much easier way. They took upon themselves the whole wahala of procuring the land, getting the documents, making sure it's authentic. They took that upon themselves, and they made the process of getting a land very easy. You just buy a land from them, and they manage all your stress. You don't have any business with landowners, village people, third parties. Like, you won't have any issues with when you get a land from them. Then secondly, they can actually help you build on it, develop the land. They can help you build on your land. They can help you sell your land. And you can hand over your properties to them to manage for you. So they've made the whole process easy so that you can avoid stress, you can avoid pain and fear. And some people also complain that when they go to buy lands in certain areas, that they are not permitted, because they are not from that particular area. Gold Partners also took care of that. You are not going to be rejected anymore. Wherever you are from, you can get a land in your choice location. You can buy a land in your choice location. Gold Partners took care of all of that. So if you've been thinking of buying a property, or you have a land that you want someone to manage for you, you should have Gold Partners in mind. Take their contact them right away. So that is it for making it easy for users to access your product. Then you also have to make the process easy. You have to make the process easy. For instance, Google has made it so easy for you to sign up to all of their products. Once you create a Gmail account, you can sign in. You don't have to keep signing up for every of their products you want to use. That is how they made the process easy. So for whatever product you're creating, you have to make the process of getting the product easy. You have to make the process easy. And then how a product is framed goes a long way to determine how people are going to perceive that product. There are some drinks that are sold at a very expensive price, but there is no difference between that drink and the cheap one. Determine the way you want to be perceived and position yourself that way. That is it for the step 2 on the hooked model, that is action. The third stage on the hooked model is the variable reward. This is where you reward users for solving a problem. You reward users for solving a problem. For instance, when you post on social media, you feel rewarded when people like your posts, when people comment on your post, when people share your post. These things stimulate your senses and it makes you keep using the products. When you're scrolling on a particular page and you're getting relevant information, you continue scrolling. The next thing you like, you follow. These things are called variable rewards. These are some of the things that get people hooked to a product. The search for mastery, the search for completion, the search for competence. These are things that stimulate people's senses and keep them hooked to a product. For instance, when you're playing a game and you get to a certain level, they move you to level 2. You get to a certain level, they move you to level 3. This keeps you playing. Those levels they are moving you to, they are the rewards you're getting. And because you want to, to complete it, you want to become a master, you want to get to a certain level of competence, you keep playing the game, you keep using the products, you keep playing the game, you keep using the products. The fourth on the hooked model is investment. Anything we spend time on, we believe it is worthwhile and we can start spending money on it. We start believing that it is valuable. Once you start spending time on something and then you put money on it, you start seeing it as very worthwhile and valuable. So if you want people to get hooked to your products, you have to get them triggered. That is the point where they become interested in the product. And then you have to move them from trigger to action. You have to move them from trigger to action. That is where they use your product. And then you have to offer rewards. And then you have to get them to invest. Once they invest, whether time, energy, or money, they become permanently hooked. All this betting and lottery and stuff, that's how they get people. Because once you invest for the first time, you put your money, you are going to start feeling the need to continue, so that the energy and time you have put already will not be a waste. You're going to feel the need to continue. That is also how scammers get people. Once they scam you, let's say they scam you of 10,000 naira the first time. Once they get you to send the first money, and what they will do next is to tell you a story. They're going to tell you a story that will make it look like if you don't bring 5,000, you're going to lose the 10,000 that you've invested already, and then you bring 5,000. That is how they're going to scam you until your money is finished. And how do they trigger you? By telling you, invest 10,000 to get 50,000. Your senses are triggered. And then they make the process very easy for you. So for you to take an action is not something that you wait till tomorrow. And then they are going to show you rewards, other people's rewards, testimonies of people that have put their money and they got results. With this knowledge, I am sure you've gotten ideas on how to make your product a product that people are hooked to. Thank you for watching to the end. Follow Kaycee_Bliss on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to Kaycee Bliss on YouTube. We bring you knowledge that takes away your fears, that makes you unlimited, that helps you shine as light, okay? Thank you. God bless you.